A headless VNC connection should not be this difficult. Stick around and we'll get right to it. Real quick before we get going today, I've got to give a shout out to these guys. They're my latest patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel, I'll leave a link to Patreon down in the description below. So after picking up the Wowee computer recently, one of the first things I wanted to get up and running was a headless VNC connection. And let me tell you guys right up front, if you buy this little $8 device, it's an HDMI dummy monitor, you can avoid a lot of the issues that I ran into. However, I wanted to figure out a way to solve this with software without having to rely on this little device. Now, I tried several different VNC servers. So I tried Real VNC, I tried X11 VNC, I tried, I think it was either Tight VNC or Tiger VNC, I can't remember which, but I went through several different ones and kept running up against the exact same thing. If I had a monitor connected to the Wowee computer, then there was no issue whatsoever connecting over VNC into the computer. However, as soon as I unplugged the monitor to it, then I could no longer VNC into the device. Well, I went through several different things, finally ran across something called a dummy driver. So I went ahead and installed the dummy driver, and lo and behold, I could connect to it headless VNC without the monitor connected. But then I tried to plug the monitor back up, and now the monitor no longer worked. This was extremely frustrating. I do have to give a big shout out to Tim, KF7VUT. Tim helped me, did a lot of the heavy lifting on this and a lot of the research to get us to the point we are today. But I have written a script that's going to hopefully alleviate this pain point for everyone. So let's go ahead and jump over to the computer and let me show you guys how to get this up and running. The first thing we need to do is navigate over to github.com/km4ack. Once you get here, you're looking for this repository right here, pi-scripts. So let's go ahead and click on that. Once we're inside that particular repository, let's go ahead and start scrolling down the page. And we're looking for this monitor-check script. So let's go ahead and click on that to open up that particular script. And once we're on this page, don't miss this next critical step, and that's clicking on the raw button right here. This is the page that will load up after we have clicked on that raw button. What we need to do next is we need to come right up to the top address bar and copy that entire URL. So we'll highlight it, right click, and copy. Now we can go ahead and close the browser now that we've got that URL copied, and open up the terminal. After the terminal is opened up, let's go ahead and move into our desktop directory with cd space desktop. After we're in our desktop directory, let's go ahead and run the wget command. Once you've entered wget, just right click and paste in that address that we just copied. Go ahead and press return. After we have downloaded the script, the next command we want to run is bash space monitor-check space install. It does need root permissions to run this script, so you will need to enter your sudo password. The script is going to go ahead and check and verify that a few things are or are not installed. At some point, you will be asked to create a VNC password. I like to just use my sudo password right here. So I go ahead and enter that, and we're going to have to do that twice. Once you've entered your password twice, it's going to ask you if you want to write the password to this default directory. Choose yes here. After choosing yes, the script will go ahead and finish up. Now, you will notice right here that I got a failed to start. That's because there was a typo in the script when I ran it, but that has been resolved. You should not run into that when you run this script. It will let you know that the installation is complete and that you need to reboot. So let's go ahead and reboot the machine. After the reboot, you should be able to get right into the Linux box without any issues. Now, one thing let's take a quick look at is the display options. So I'm just going to search for display under the start menu, and you'll notice that I've got 1920 by 1080 for my resolution. There are several other resolutions to choose from as well. There you have it. I hope the script works as well for you as it's been working for Tim and myself over the last few days. If you found today's information helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up before you head off. We will see you guys on the next one. Until then, 7-3.